Awesome. So, Jax, welcome to Go Digger. And with me, I have Las Compachi, who's gonna be my co-host for today. Las Compachi, you want to say hi to Jax?
Hello, Jax. First of all, before we start, I just want to mention that there is a lot of stuff on the white paper. And if we even cover everything that is there on the white paper, it will take us hours. So we might not be able to take care of everything. So if we are not asking the questions or missing on the parts, please kindly elaborate for us, right? Because that is very extensive. So I'll kindly
Yeah,
ask
of
you to.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you. And welcome
Uh,
you.
awesome. Thank you for mentioning that as well, Compachi. So, Jax, first of all, you want to tell us about you and your background and how you got involved into the crypto space?
Sure. I am not a developer. I did not go to school for anything. I have been basically a blue collar guy for 30 years. I'm 45 years old. I started off in the landscape business, um, building, designing, laboring, managing, turned into a restaurant business. That's more my background. Um, I got deeper into crypto back in 2020 from that crash from COVID on, and got deeper and deeper as we grew, and the bull market really erupted, and I got more interested. But I have been involved, with the big boys, the blue chips, since 2012. That's when I first bought Bitcoin, and I knew the technology was there and it would be the future, just not this quickly because I sold off way too fast. And so, in a nutshell, that's my background. If you want to know more, ask me.
That's really amazing. It's I mean it's just so funny that we all have background story to tell when it comes to the cryptocurrency, you know, because that is really really important when we tell these stories to people, because a lot of people are always like, well, I think it's a mystery, you know, so we want to let them realize that these things are real. So I love asking people about the background, how they get involved into the space. That alone can tell us how their journey started, about their project and stuff like that. So yeah, let's proceed. So I'd like you to tell us about Dynasty. What's Dynasty, and how did you come up with this idea?
So, like I said, I got a little more deep into crypto over the last year plus, and I was involved in some crappy coins, right? Admin or mod or whatever, and saw the mistakes happening there and got sick of losing money. Even in the bull run, if you pick the wrong ones and you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to lose. And so I learned that way, learned how tokenomics can work and can't work, what a project needs to succeed long term. That's even in the meme space, never mind a protocol or something that will help the space in the long run, not just be a quick flip or a hype coin for a week or a month. And so during one of those, I saw a lot of shit. I mean, bad things happening, lies, deception. It was disgusting, and I got pissed off and just left, sold everything. And during that time, in those last couple of weeks, it was kind of dead. It was in December, late November, December, when the market was starting to crash again from that all-time high when Bitcoin was at 69K. And I was playing a lot more daily fantasy and talking about that in the chats. And that's where it hit me to come up with this idea. And can it be built? And over weeks and months, discovered it can, and it will, and it has. And here we are.
Awesome. So this takes us to the next question, right? What's
hmm
Dynasty? What's Dynasty?
It's an 18-page light paper. It's a lot to it, but basically, the first thing we're bringing to you is a daily fantasy game. It's daily fantasy for everything. If it's out there, sport-wise, we're going to have it, and it will be a global platform, not a regional platform, where every app out there right now is regional, and you can't even download it in the country you're in if it's in another country. So we're bringing all of those together. But with that, we are creating a daily fantasy market. So, and nobody has that. But we're going to launch a daily fantasy market, which is crypto first. And instead of choosing players, you're going to choose assets. So for crypto, for stock markets, NFTs, and sports, that's what we're going to have. That's Dynasty in a nutshell. And beyond that, there's so much more going on, and we can do that piece by piece. If you were to ask me what Dynasty is, I won't stop for a half hour. So let's not do that.
Please, I mean, I want you to elaborate more about it, especially to the new base investors in here, and to those who may have not come across this idea. So that's why I want us to break it little by little, so that
Okay.
everyone in here can get the concept right of the project. So I
All
mean,
right, I'll
feel
give
free
the big
to.
rundown then.
Awesome.
Sure. So with all of those apps that are known out there, I don't know where most of you guys are from, but where I am in America, DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo are reign supreme here. And there's a bunch of little ones that don't really have a lot of traffic, but teach their own. Somebody wants to do global tournaments, or not global, but massive tournaments where it's $15 to maybe win $1 million, or $5 for a double up, $100 for a double up, that kind of thing. It depends on what each person wants, right? And so we want to offer all that as well. And what these apps do, these companies do, they charge a rake or a fee when you buy into these contests. And every tournament that they have, or a double up or whatever it is, any contest gets a 15 to 24% rake. So if you put in $100,000, 15,000 or 24,000 in that range stays with them. And that's how they make their money. So we're going to stay on the low end of that. At 15% will be the highest we charge for a fee. And some contests will be as low as 8%. And what those fees will do is generate this project. We are going to give away 70% of all funds that come through those fees back to stakers of our token. Now, that token is not needed to play this game. What's needed is USDC. That's it. You don't have to own the token to play the game, but you need to own the token if you want to get the rewards from the game. Okay, you're not getting the token as a reward. If you stake, there is a farming pool for you to collect more of the DFM token. So does that make sense so far? Fees from other platforms, they collect and keep. 70% of our fees go back to stakers. 15% of that stays with a marketing development wallet. And then we have 3 game treasuries. One of them is for gas fees. So nobody pays a gas fee on any transaction. One is for me. That's how I make my money, because I will not have tokens. And 5% is for the team.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
my next question to you is, I mean, I love the fact that you guys are implementing this into the crypto space. I mean, we've seen a lot of project out there dealing with sports, you know, different kind of sport. I mean, I myself am getting involved with most of them, and for some reason, many of them were able to succeed at some extent, while for other reason, most of them failed. Why? So, my question to you is, in regards to Dynasty getting involved with, the fantasy sport and the market, so what I mean, what is different that Dynasty is building? I mean, what's the building? Why are you guys building that's different from any other project? And what should we look forward to the project as well?
Well, as I've stated, it will be the only global platform to play on. There is nothing else like it. Nobody's tried to build this. And there's a reason, because it's very difficult. and there's complex features within these contracts that other developers don't want to get into. right? And so that's another reason why it's taken us so much time to get to this point where we are, is because of the complexity. Again, global. Nobody has global. That's what we are featuring. And nobody pays back holders, especially 70% of fees that are collected, back to the holder. If you look at other projects in this fantasy realm, none of them have a real, true fantasy game. There's a couple that have just cricket, or I think there's a football one, but you have to own an NFT and battle your NFTs against somebody else. So there's literally nothing else like what we have. And there are no daily fantasy markets. You cannot make a pool of 8 assets or a portfolio and battle against the field. So that's what's different. That's what sets us apart from the world. And in crypto, there's no Web3 app out there that does anything like this.
Awesome. That's really amazing. My next question to you will be a big one. So, the question to you is, why did you have to choose the cryptocurrency to build this amazing project? I mean, you can easily build this naturally into the world and let people enjoy this game and get themselves involved. But why did you have to base this on the cryptocurrency?
No, because the whole point of that was rewarding people for, you don't even have to play the game to get the rewards, because there's so many millions of people out there globally, 249 right now estimated, 249 million people playing, and there's nothing out there that rewards a holder from all that money that comes in to these platforms. You're talking tens of billions of dollars a year that each of these companies are making. And if we were to do that normally, we're just another company. We have no upper hand that way. You're battling against everyone else. Here we have no one to compete with, literally. So you're a first mover in crypto, you're going to make it. And if you do it right, you're going to make it long term. And that's why we're trying to do it the right way now, before we even have a token launch.
Great. That's really amazing. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like the cryptocurrency it's really growing. It's expanding. And stuff like that. So I think and to be honest with you, we beginning to have lots of gamers into the space. You know, I myself have witnessed that a couple of times. But I would like to know, you're building this in Ethereum. Why is that? Because people are kind of used to, the BLC, because maybe probably because of the low figures and stuff like that. But why did you have to choose Ethereum to build this? Is it gonna be having an issue with BLC or something like that?
Why are we using Ethereum?
Yeah.
First of all, the token only is on Ethereum, not the game. The
Okay.
game is going to be built on Polygon, and nobody's going to know where it's at,
Okay.
because you won't see it. That'll be all
So
hidden.
what
You're just going to make your transactions for free. Why
so
Ethereum? Because Ethereum is the most secure, and most wallets are using Ethereum anyway. And Ethereum is only going to grow where the other layer ones I don't like, and I believe they're going to die. Will we eventually cross-chain, have the token offered everywhere? Yes. Where there'll be games, side games on every chain? Yes. The ones that we know will last. Otherwise, we're not wasting our time and money and efforts onto another chain that I think, or we think, will die eventually.
I would still want to know, because you're gonna be using only for game.
You keep cutting out, buddy. I
Can
don't know what you said.
you hear me?
Yeah, but you're breaking up. It's like every other word.
Is it now? Is it better now?
No, it's not better, sir. I'll give you a minute.
While Caleb is fixing his mic, personally, I would like to ask you something on the lighter note. What chains have you shortlisted? that might survive the tide of time. So why you might start investing in it right now.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't make that out. Something about something about chains and
What chains have you suggested for the time being that you think might last the tide of time? So people here, and at least myself personally, can start investing in them.
is anybody else having a problem hearing this? Like you're both cutting out, or is it my phone? Hello?
Jax, how is it now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Better or worse?
I'm just hearing, bits and pieces, not an entire sentence.
Can you hear me now, Jax?
I can hear you, Caleb. Yep.
Awesome. Sorry about that. I was kind of having an issue with my connection. So, yeah, I think where did okay, yeah, I think I remember where I stopped. So I think I was asking you about the blockchain. You're using Ethereum for the token and you're using Polygon for the game. Why
Hmm.
different chain? Why not use the same chain for the game and um,
Because it's too
the
costly.
same
You can't have a
approach?
million transactions on Ethereum when it's going to cost, a minimum when the gas is low, $5 ish, right? And you can go up as high as 70, 80 these days. So no, you can't have 10,000 transactions in a minute and pay that kind of fee when we're paying it. So if we use Polygon, it's even cheaper than BSC, and it's stronger because it's built on Ethereum, more secure. That's why we
Oh,
chose what we chose.
I mean that's definitely a great point. But don't you think you're gonna face the same issue on the token? Because naturally we all know that especially the gas fee itself can also affect us when it comes to the token. Imagine somebody using buying the token of what $1,500. We all know how much Ethereum can charge for that. So don't you think it's gonna have the same effect on the token as well?
No, if you're putting in $1,500 somewhere, you don't care if it costs $7 or $11 or $15. I guarantee majority of people
Okay,
don't factor in the gas unless you're putting in $1.50 into a token, which is not what Ethereum is about.
okay. Now this bring me back to those who might be new as well into the space. Let's go back to popular young investors here who really maybe might not have the opportunity of investing maybe up to $15,000 on a project, but they're just okay with maybe $200, but they want to get involved on the project. Where do they stand on Dynasty? Do they have to maybe have to get a means of getting a couple of thousand of dollars to get involved on the project?
No, no, you don't need to have any money on the project. That's why we're building a game that's fair for everybody, and there's no gas fee involved. You can play for free. You can play for $1. You can play for $5, $10, 1,000, whatever you want to risk. And you do not need to own the token.
So the token is not for everyone, right?
No, people that want to collect the rewards every day, yeah, they're probably gonna buy the token and stake
Oh,
it.
that's definitely understandable. But don't you think it's gonna affect Dynasty in the long run? Um, my reason for that is because yeah, we believe that there are a lot of wills and there are a lot of people who are willing to get in a project in a long period of time. I mean, they don't care how long it's gonna take them. As long as they do believe in the project and they're ready to stand with it. But you also want to put in mind that there are also new based investors as well who are willing to hold on the project. And the reason why most of them might be having an issue is because they have been involved with several projects and they've been hurt before, right? So don't you think that these people who might be interested both in the game and as well as the token might have difficulties, and because of that, they might want to get off Dynasty because they can't get involved on the token? Because there are two type of people involved in the cryptocurrency: those who love playing game and those who love probably getting a project and holding it for a long period of time. I mean, where do these two class of people feeding in Dynasty. I mean, how are they going to benefit from Dynasty? I mean, I don't want to play your game, but I just want to get involved into the token and stuff like that.
You said it was a problem. I'm still
Exactly. The problem
hearing how that's a problem.
Yeah, the problem is, what about people who can get involved with thousands of dollars and I mean, they're not interested
Well,
in
then
the game.
they're not going to be involved in the pre-sale, right? So if you don't want to risk that, or you don't have the money and you can't afford it, you have to wait for the launch. Okay, you want to throw $50 when it goes on Uniswap, there you can put your $50 or your $100, and you can stake it and be a long-term holder. But we are a startup company building something with large potential. We need big backing. Yes, it would be nice to take in $50 from everybody here and there. But for this price at this round, we don't want 1 million holders staking in a pool with $50 contributions. As the price goes up and the rounds go up, we lessen the price. So when we go public, the minimum is $500. We want people who are investing, not looking to put $50 somewhere, make a 2x and dump. First of all, you won't be able to because you're only getting 10% of your bag on launch. This is something we're looking for long-term investors, not meme coin holders. Those are not investors. Those are flippers. We're looking at this as an investment, just like you would a real company. That's who we are presenting as ourselves, and that's what we're looking for to come along our project. So no, it's not a problem. It's a problem for some that may love this idea and they can't afford to get in until we launch or until that public round comes.
Oh my God, Instagram is just bugging. So, like you said it's not gonna be an issue for those who, believe in the project. I mean, those who love the experience, but I mean, they don't have enough funds for that, or it's gonna be a problem for those. I mean, I just want you to elaborate more on
It's
that.
never going to be a problem. I don't know why you keep bringing a problem up. You can't launch on every single. You can't have a pre-sale on all chains. You got to pick one that you love, that you want to work with, and that's what we did. It's not Ethereum, and that's kind of case closed. There's no issue. Please don't bring that up as it is an issue. Not everybody can launch on BSC. I know that's what you're getting at, and we don't want to be on BSC. I personally don't like it at all.
Well, I mean, that's totally understandable. I mean, I believe we all have reasons why we choose chains. I mean, you've mentioned your reason, and it's because you believe it's gonna be here in a long period of time. I mean, that's understandable. But I'm just speaking in behalf of those who love getting involved in projects. That they don't have enough funds for that. I mean, we can expect everyone to be a billionaire. Some believe they have to start somewhere, right? So I'm just talking in behalf of those people. I'm not talking in behalf of
Yeah,
those
and when we launch and we get to BSC chain, which will probably be a couple months down the road, that's when they'll have an opportunity. Wait for a dip, buy, stake, and enjoy. For now, it's a pre-sale, and we shouldn't be harping on this. Did you get rugged again, Caleb? Anybody there?
I think he probably dropped out. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Caleb disappeared.
Of course.
Kempachi, can you take on? I don't know what's happening to my. Let me try to make it of my other laptop.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Of course, I agree that what you're saying, Jax. Not everything is for everybody, and yeah, you are showcasing yourself as a corporation, not just a meme coin or any token itself. So you want to get the perspective of all the real investors, what you can say. And Matic is surely a chain without much of an issue right now. So let me get to this. This is a seed sale, right? You are already done with a private sale.
This is a C round, yes, that we're in currently. I think I lost you too.
I think you have already completed one of the rounds already.
Yeah, an angel round. They helped us build where we are today.
So in total, you are raising 3 million from all the rounds combined.
That's
Am
the
I
hard
right?
cap.
About
Yes.
3 million.
Roughly, yeah.
Yes. Don't you think it's a bit too much? Because currently, considering the market situation, even the better of the people, even the people that can afford to stake thousand and $10,000 of dollars, might not want to get into the big staking right now, just because how badly the staking. Considering the facts that we have, that staking of only altcoins has increased in this period of last 3 months, and now the total API from the what has been staked, the stake thing in the crypto space has only been in the altcoins or the ETH or BNB. Nobody wants to stake in the memes or upcoming coins. At least, not everybody wants to stake, or at least the majority don't want to stake. How do you see this, or do you think it is because you have been building it for what has seemed like 9 months, if I recall that correctly? Would you consider that doing sales at this period might not interest everybody to come in who actually might want to?
Again, you can't please everybody, right? So there's plenty of meme coins out there that'll have staking where they're paying rewards. They're paying actual USD, but they're banked on a Ponzi scheme, where this isn't. This is coming from a real product that we are launching first. So if you don't see what the product's potential is and you don't want to stake or buy, then don't. It's as simple as that. And our soft cap will be roughly over $1 million because we need the money for liquidity and we need the money for marketing. Those are the number one goals. If we don't reach our hard cap, that's fine. I understand we're in a bad market. I understand that people don't like staking, but that's the only way you're getting your rewards. That's it. You don't get them from holding.
What is the estimate time that we can get the app or the release of everything when the person can start staking and earning?
When the AMA is over here, we're going to have a video chat and break down the testing opening. We are opening the contest today, where everything is pretty smooth right now. It's not the end result, it's the beginning. And so, I'm sorry?
Yeah, continue, please continue.
I didn't hear you, dude.
Jax, continue. You were saying something.
Nope, I was listening to you. I finished my thought.
So I have seen that tag on the pinned messages on your Telegram, and I think a person you're providing funds. That is for everybody who is listening right now. If you make a wallet, there's instructions given, and there's a video tutorial as well, how to make a wallet and everything, and how to add the address. And I believe you are providing funds so that people can start testing stuff for the game itself. If you can elaborate on your plans.
Yeah, there's a faucet. It's a testnet faucet. You're getting fake money to play on the testnet. It's just helping us with data and things needed for bugs in the testing process.
About how many people will be accepted for this?
Say again?
I think how many applications, like how many people are the pool of people you're looking for, the pool of the people.
There's no certain number. It doesn't. If we have 3 people involved, that's enough to run a test. So the more the merrier, obviously. We want to have hundreds right now in these next few weeks.
Okay, just coming back to the token and the pre-sale. Why did you go with Gempan?
Because I've known them since I began this, and I trust them. And they are doxxed. And they are not greedy. Okay, they're not taking any tokens. They're not doing things the wrong way, which is how other launch pads have done. They're taking a very small percent from the entire round raised. They're on a good network.
All right. Jax, coming back to the token itself, you mentioned that the token won't be used itself for gaming, right? A person will be using USDC, and the only purpose of the token will be to get reward and to get actually be eligible for getting the reward, right? So once the tokens are unstaked after a period of 6 months or 12 months, someone chose to stake it. The person's only other option is to restake or sell it. How do you want to consider this? Like, would you want to add other features? You said multiple games will be there. So these games that will be coming up, will these games will be using these tokens, or they'll also be based on USDC alone?
I missed that last part.
The
When
future games,
new games come, will they use
yes.
tokens? Then nobody will ever use tokens ever.
All right, all of them will be using USDC or some other stablecoin.
In the game, yes. Yep. Yeah, so the 6 and 12-month options are for investors to see where we've come in 6 months. If you see that we're hitting every goal and you see that the user base is growing and you want to keep holding, great. Now, there's going to be a trickle out. There's going to be unlocked schedules for each investment period from the 6 and 12. You're going to be leaked out. It's not going to come out all at once after 6 months from the pre-sale. So if you buy a pre-sale, you get 10% of your allocation on launch. And then I think it's 29 days and they all differ. They're all staggered to maybe 41 days on the 12 month is where you'll get your 10%, 7%, 9%. There might be some that are weekly. They're all broken up very fair. And you can sell as they get unlocked right on the app. Or you can auto compound them because the more you own of the pool, the more USDC you'll get back every day.
That is great. So the purpose will be limited to staking, right? And if a person is not anymore interested in staking, he would only, or the other option will be to sell. Do you plan to add any other features to it?
If you were to buy here, you are 100% going to be staked in a vesting contract. Everybody. Until we launch the token, you can trade freely. Buy your 100, sell your 120, or whatever you want to do. You don't have to stake once we launch.
Jax, I'm assuming that once everything is unlocked after 12 months of time, the only option will be to restake for compounding or to sell. Do you want to add, or do you have plans of adding any other utility to the token itself? So the circular, it remains in circulation.
There's going to be a ton of utility. It's not just the game. We are going to have many utilities.
Please elaborate on them, please.
On the educational platform that we wrote in the light paper. I don't remember what the hell I had that was detailed out and what we're not going to give to the public right now. So I have to look at that. We're educating crypto investors from new to old, right? We're just giving good information, no lies out there, like you're seeing with influencers. We're going to call everybody out as well. You're going to know how to and where to look. Okay? Learn how to strategize. And by using those strategies, you'll be better at this game as well to win money for a very small amount where you do not have to own an asset. You should never have to own an asset, right? Unless you know for sure that thing has great investment opportunity. There's more to that platform than just educating how to use a wallet and such that we spoke about. I can't go into more details because we're not giving that out. We don't want people stealing the ideas that we have beyond education. There's things that I've come up with I don't want out there. And we'll have to leave it at that.
I can't push you on that because that is your choice to make. All right, coming to the period of the calendar period of the sales. Do you have a calendar period in mind that when do you want to start the future rounds of the sales?
Do I have somewhere in mind for what?
period.
You're speaking kind of fast. Slow it down a little bit so I can understand your enunciating.
All right. All right. Hi. Can you tell the period, the next schedule for the sales? I can see the names and everything, but the dates have not been allotted, right? So, do you want to go with this? The next static round and the seed round and private sale, one, two, and a public round? When do you want to
There's no
conduct all
dates.
these?
It's when it's filled, and the next one opens. So this one fills, the next one will open. There's no set date. There's about 35 days left for the pre-sale. So however much is raised, we're launching with that, whether it's 1 round or 3 rounds. So we have 35 days to raise funds. The first come, first serve. Right now, it's the cheapest price. You buy in now, it goes up the next round. And it could be tomorrow, it could be next month.
Well, considering that it is still its upcoming product, and well, I can see the Telegram is still going organically, but it's not much for now. So, don't you think like doing this on a simultaneous basis will sort of kill the buy pressure, or people? Don't you want to give it a bit more time, the time interval between each sales? Because I think the sum is very considerable, right? 375K, then followed by 480K, then 647K. The amount sort of keeps on increasing until public round. So, of course, it's first come, first serve. But don't you want to build up a bit of hype? That would be the strategic marketing thing, so that more people will be buying on the later rounds.
Again, when we have that game fully functional within that 35 days, that's our goal. We will have all of crypto, many contests available and ready for cash. People will see it working. If they like it, they will buy. If they don't, they will not buy. But that is our strategy. We want that game working. Okay? So if I don't have to go extending anything. If we have a product by the time we say we do, or we will, and people like it, they will want to buy because it has potential. How many projects are out there that don't come up with anything and they raise money without showing any proof of anything? I'm showing proof of something, and I'm asking 35 days for my developers to have this ready. And they will. And so that's on us. We don't need people asking us why it's a certain amount of time. Or it is what it is because we have our goals. And if it doesn't fill, it doesn't fill.
All right, Jax. I think Callum has fixed his mic, so he will take over for now. And when I have more questions, I'll come back.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Compachi. I think I'm back now. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's Telegram or my connection, but I had to switch over. So, I totally understand the point Jax was bringing up in regards to the sale. But what I want to know is, at some point, we have to realize that it's not just all about us, or it's not just all about the project itself, where we want it to stand. I mean, sometimes we have to consider about the people. I mean, how do they react? What do they think? It's just mostly like putting in community involved on the project. And I believe Dynasty wants to get community involved on its project. People who believe, and people who are also going to be willing to share their own ideas. So, I mean, if the people, are not okay, or maybe they are having some kind of issue in regards to the priest, I mean, how are you guys going to handle this? How are you guys going to convince them that, well, this is this, we've had an agreement on this, we've had a stand, and we can't go against that. But like I said, community is always important when it comes to, no matter how much the idea of the project could be, these people have to be involved on it. I mean, how are you guys going to be able to come across with this when you do have community in regards to that?
I'm sorry, is there a question there?
Yeah, it is because
I missed it.
because the reason why I'm asking, you were like, well, I mean, even if it doesn't get filled, it doesn't get filled. But what Kempachi was asking us was based on what people's opinion could be. I mean, we are the investors. The people here are the ones who want to get involved in it. Don't you guys care about how they feel about this? So is it? I mean, is it not the right time to consider how the community thinks about it, rather
Yeah,
than?
which
I
is
mean,
the point of the testing phase, which is why we're having this, right? And I don't want anybody to look into a pre-sale or putting money in there until they go into the chat, learn how to play that game, see if they like it. If they don't, or if they do, give us the feedback that we need. Because, okay, now back to the how much. Why are we asking for so much? Because this is a global product. If we were to just aim for this Telegram space and send out to all the bullshit call channels, and people go in, oh my God, what is this? What? And they buy and they get wrecked. We need that marketing to go further, longer, not just for a couple of weeks, right? Because we have a zero tax token. We could have a tax, right? And we'd be fine. We can launch right now, a fair launch. But that does not help us. And nobody wants a tax token, correct? So I need the game to be ready, which nobody does out there. You have a product that you show has potential. That's where that buy pressure will come from. And that's what we have to prove. We're here to prove first, not suck people's money out. And you don't need money to play the game and test it. You have 30 days now to make your decision. If you see what you like as we go forward, okay, now I think I want to invest. It might be the next round or 2 rounds from now, but you have the time to play that game and understand it.
so in other words, I mean, I think we've gotten something clear here. The game is the main attraction for the project, right? Because it's when you get to understand the game and you get to play the game, you want to realize if you want to get involved in token and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
in other words, the game is
Or
the main
not.
attraction. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, we're looking forward to this game, but let's get involved into the game aspect. I mean, how is this game like? Because we have varieties of games out there. So how is this game gonna be like? I mean, I believe you should be able to give us a little bit of description, or even if shows the screen. But since I mean, if it's not possible, but just give us a little bit of how the game is gonna look like and how can we benefit from the game.
Yeah, we shouldn't be calling it a game, but for lack of other terms, I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it is a game, I guess, but it's not a game where you're playing somebody with a character. You're not fighting to kill anyone. You're not racing. It's you're building a portfolio, right? Just for crypto. Now, if you don't know what daily fantasy sports is, it's a simple Google to explain how it works, in your country. Again, I'm going by DraftKings, and I don't know where most of you guys are, but you're probably not in America, and you won't be able to download it or see it. So if you just Google daily fantasy sports, you can get all you need to know about what it is, the values there, and how to play. How our apps I'm used to playing is every single day there's a list of games per sport. All right, so tonight there's say 9 baseball games. You have 18 teams to choose from, players from each team. You have 10 positions to fill, right? A pitcher, a first base, catcher, second, third, short, and so on. You have 18 teams to choose from, and every player has a certain salary. So the more talented players are more expensive, and the garbage players or bench players are very cheap. And you've got to use some strategy to know who does well against a certain pitcher or who does well against a certain team. Are they better at night games? Do they, things like that. That's what fantasy sports is about, and it's used in every single sport. And we're doing the same thing, right? We're gonna have the same structure, just like DraftKings. It's gonna look very, very similar, and if not a little simpler. There won't be so much crap all over the place, basically. And what you're doing here with crypto in any market, like I said, the NFT market or the stock market, you're going to have a portfolio that you will fill with 8 assets. Right now, the top 300 coins will be there, and they will all have a salary. So it doesn't matter what the price of the coin is. It's what we give a salary amount to. So Bitcoin's value today is $1,000. That's how much it's going to be that you will be charged within that portfolio. So you have $50,000 of fake money to spend, and Bitcoin is 1,000. You get something at a lower market cap of, say, 70 million that will cost you $9,000. So you're not allowed to use all the low market caps that can go up quickly, right? You've got to use a little strategy to fill that 50,000 for 8 portfolio slots. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, to those who knows about the dating fantasy sport, that should make a lot of sense, because it does make a lot of sense to me. But first of all, in regards to the sports involved in the game, do you mean it's gonna be all sports, or it's gonna be a particular sport for the game?
Every popular sport globally will be on this app over time. They're not all going to come out day one. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? So as the seasons play out, so right now there's only baseball here in America, and there's soccer overseas. I don't know if there's soccer here right now. I haven't paid attention. Horse racing, and then you'll have all the different games out there. So like a Fortnite or Apex or whatever. Those are, played every day no matter what. But we want to focus on the sports first and the markets, and then we'll bring out the gaming and such.
Yeah, I think it's nice you mentioned soccer. The reason for that is because I mean, pretty soon we're gonna be having the World Cup around, so that alone can get a lot of exposure in regards to the game when it comes to soccer. I mean, you want to take advantage of what's happening around the world. I mean, not just basically around crypto. So if soccer is gonna be involved, I think it's something that's gonna be really, really amazing. So let's proceed. I mean, what other things? What other things can we as aside from the game, is there gonna be like a betting system? For those, let's say for example, for those who are interested in sports, football, is there gonna be like a betting system involved in it? Like, there's not gonna be betting system. I mean, don't you think involving that gonna make it kind of amazing, or interesting and stuff like that?
There's tons of gambling sites out there, tons. You're turning your stats per player into a point, and the most points wins. So there's strategy there involved. With betting, it's a 50-50 chance every time. You're going to turn 10 to 20 or 100 to 5,000. You got to get really lucky, right? If you're going to do a parlay, you pick 5 teams that win, cover a spread. Nobody wins in gambling. You just don't. And if you do, you better get out, because it doesn't happen often. You're considered a good gambler if you win 56% of the time. 56% of the time. And how much are you going to risk to get back? No, there's too much of that out there. There's too much competition. With this, there's none. And we're creating unique ways to build bigger lineups from bigger pools. So like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, Caleb, just within soccer, all these apps have one league to choose from. You can't put 3 leagues together or even 2 leagues together and pick from that pool. It's one or the other. So if there's 1 game today in Premier League and there's 3 games in the regular league or whatever, however you say it, that's it. You're only getting the people that are interested in that one league, that one game. It's never many. So there's no opportunity there to win big money. Like we're talking with this, where every day it's a $4 entry where you're getting a $40,000 first place. You could turn $4 into $40,000 in one day. Only one person is going to win it, but those chances are better there than you gambling away 50% of your wins and losses every day. So again, with the whole soccer, football, if there's 3 leagues that are playing today and there's 11 games, all 11 of those games from every league will be in one pool for a user to choose. So you're not stuck with one league with kind of crappy players, if you think, right? It's not as fun. There's no, You're going to have many more splits of the pot when there's only 1 or 2 games, because everyone's going to be using the same player. It might be 80% owned. And when you have an 80% ownership and that person does well, they're going to split the pot. So if first place was 100 grand, well, now you're going to split 192 ways for $600 each, right? That's not fun. You want to make it more competitive by creating a larger pool. And that's what we're doing with all of our sports.
I was kind of thinking of something. Let's say, for example, I come across and I came with an idea about a certain game, sport. Is it possible to get it involved in Dynasty? Let's say I have opportunity of creating my own type of game. Yeah, is it possible to get involved in Dynasty?
Yeah, we're going to have a tiered system in the game. So when you hit that certain tier, you have maybe 41 wins. I forgot the numbers exactly now, but when you hit a certain amount of wins to show, prove yourself, building your dynasty, you're very knowledgeable and you understand this. Now you want to come up with your own game, a system we haven't thought about yet. You're going to have that opportunity to work with us to create it, and you will get royalties from that for the length of time that it exists. So if you create something unique, that's great. You're going to get your 10% every single day from those fees.
I mean, that's really amazing. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like that is also beneficial for the community, because I mean, there are a lot of people who are very, very talented, and they are so good in building something like this. So I mean, I was on a certain project and I saw someone being able to create his own NFTs, right? And because of this certain project, I mean, how unique it was and how transparent the team were, they were able to promote that, and it really went a little bit, in a blue moon and stuff like that. So I mean, if people can create their own sport and advertise it as well on Dynasty, that would be pretty huge. And I love the fact that you guys have that in store.
That will involve more communities than just one, right?
Exactly. That's really, really interesting. Maybe in the future, I might think of creating one as well. So let's keep going, because I'm loving this already, especially the gaming system. Now, talking about the fantasy game, are you guys gonna be having an application for that? Or it's just going to be probably mainly on your website or something like that?
I'm sorry, I took the phone from my ear for a second. Can you repeat that? I was getting notifications.
Yeah, are you guys going to be having an application for that, for the game, or it's going to be mainly on your website or something like that?
No, it'll be an app. Let me shut these notifications off. Somebody keeps bothering me. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Yes, it's going to be an app, sir.
So, for the application, is it going to be mainly on iOS or Android version?
It will be on both, yes.
You say?
Yes, it will be on both.
On both. What about like the desktop style or something like that? Is it going to be available on that as well?
Desktop?
Like our PC.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what you were saying. Oh, desktop. Yeah. Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. All right. I think that's all I have for the game. Kimpachi, do you want to talk anything about public marketing before we can go ahead with other stuff?
Sure. Yeah, Jax, please tell us about your marketing.
Tell you about the marketing?
Yeah, go ahead, Kimpachi. Take this.
Sure. Well, before the marketing stuff, so just a very linear thing. something I was just getting through with the Telegram on your team. Before we do that, Jax, can you just give a small glimpse or a brief description? How want to do with this thing, the staking options and the revenue distribution? Because I think that has been very extensively reviewed on your white paper, on the light paper. And if somebody wants to get a brief of it, can you just provide it while we are here?
I'm so sorry. You want to write that down for me? Like it was a lot, and I didn't understand most of that.
Jax is always having to do with Kampachi's tone of voice. Kampachi, maybe you want to slow a little bit down so you can get it.
All right. Can you give a brief about the revenue sharing option that is being mentioned on your website?
A brief of the what option?
A revenue sharing option. How is the revenue being shared?
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So we have a 1% pool that will go into our team treasury, where 1% of that will always collect. We don't touch. Anybody who stakes in a 12-month vesting contract and they don't sell beyond their initial 10% on launch, you hold that for the duration of 12 months, you are eligible for that 1% distribution. So if we collect $10 for the year, $10 goes in that pool. If we collect $1 million, $1 million goes in that pool. So you have 12 months to consider holding or selling, depending on how well we do. How big our user base grows month to month. That's what these people need to watch for, right? So if you think that we are sucking at what we do and you don't want to hold, you just sell off, right? But whatever that 1% amount comes out to be, it will go to those 12-month stakers. And we will do that again the following year. So when that contract ends and the year is up, we start fresh and allow new people to get in. Now, you're not going to be able to just stake like that 2 weeks in or 2 months in. It's now or never. So when we launch, we're going to announce a date for the snapshot. If you are in, staked at that point when we close it, and 12 months later you're still there, you get the 1% of annual revenue.
Now, just coming back to a brief description about the marketing you have planned. In the upcoming 35 days that are left for the launch.
We're going to market one step at a time. For now, the good names out there that are getting results, even in a bear market. As the market continues to get a little hotter and we go into that next bull cycle, that's when more money will be spent on more of the smaller guys too, and much bigger, right? And not just influencers, with actual marketing through ads and ad space for long periods of time on multiple different types of sites, like the gambling, anything to do with sports or with crypto or the stock market. So little by little, as each game is released, we will market to that specific game sport or market contest. We have 4 marketing teams right now that are ready for when we are ready. And this will be a global approach, not a regional approach, depending on the sport, right? So we're going to focus more attention on NFL, American football here in America than we'll overseas. Soccer overseas, we'll put more attention there and bring on ambassadors from those areas to market our contests.
So you mentioned about the channels and everything. I believe you mentioned about the footfalls in a way. But have you apart from Telegram, I see you have on the website you have mentioned a lot of other social media aspects, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. So how are you going to manage? How you're doing there? If you can, you hired somebody?
I have hired somebody. Yes.
All right. So the team is taking care of everything on that as well. All right. Well, thank you for that, Jax. And that is all I had to ask about marketing. I'll leave the rest to Caleb.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Kampachi. I also want to comment on that as well. I really want to commend you for that, Dex, because I love the fact that you're getting this globally. I didn't know you. I didn't have an idea you already planning on having this on TikTok, and other social media, because you did say that this is actually the first. I mean, first people bringing this into the crypto space, and you're the first coming up with this idea, right? So I think what should you should have in your mind is taking this, globally for people to get to know about this, and I think you guys are really working well on that. I mean, I want to commend you for that as well. Then
Thanks.
what about partnerships? I think that's something that can also help Dynasty in the long run. Not just about partners with projects. I mean, partners with other companies dealing with the fantasy sports out there. I
Hmm.
believe we have people, yeah. I mean, companies out the big companies that can help the project in the long run. So, I mean, are you guys considering something like that?
Yeah, that's something that you don't just jump into. You don't get a partner because they're hot at the time. It has to make sense for both projects, and it has to be a long-term deal, right? If you can't help one another for the duration of your projects, then you don't look into it. And so right now we have Polygon, and that's it. There are tons of projects out there that I am interested in, but it's how do you help each other? Okay. Most of them, whether you guys want to believe this or not, it's about greed. And that's what I'm not about. And so when somebody brings something good, I will listen. If it looks like scamming and bullshit, I don't listen. Okay. There's probably a dozen right now where it can happen immediately. Right. But I'm not doing anything and making anything official until we have a project out there. You don't need partnerships prior to a launch. Having those partnership announcements after launch and for a long period, that's what's key. You don't look into partnerships and throw 15 of them out there at once just for fun. Just it looks like a money grab, right? It looks like you want other communities to go and buy your token just because you're a partner. It's not how it should be looked at, and that's not how I'm approaching it either. But
No, I
Polygon
mean,
is enough for me at this point because they're Polygon, and we're building on them and with them.
I mean, I really love the honesty there, but I'm actually not asking about you going into it straight away. I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
about it in a long period of time. Let's say, for example,
Oh yeah,
dynasties.
there's
Yeah,
like I said, there's tons I want to be involved with because of communities and because of what they have to offer. Yeah, there's a lot out there. I'm not mentioning names because that's not what you do. Until something's official,
yeah,
you don't talk about names.
yeah, of course. Then what
I've been
about
around here for a long time, Caleb. I know what I'm doing. I know what it takes to make a project, but doing it all at once and throwing out lies and making things up initially, it's not good. It doesn't look good, and I don't want to be that guy. I've seen it done. That's trashy. I'm going to be open and honest and transparent about everything we do. I mean, my phone number's on the damn light paper. Okay, if you have a problem with something I'm doing, anybody call me, tell me. Hey, I don't like the way you're approaching this. And I'm open to all feedback, but I'm trying to do this where it's good for everyone. Like everybody sees that I am open and trying to do things the right way instead of going with the flow that everybody else has been doing. Look what
I
happens
mean,
to most projects when they go with the
that's
flow. Hmm?
I mean, I love that. I mean, I love the fact you're being honest. I mean, people like this are kind of rare in this space, I would say, because I myself have been here for a couple of years and I know how it is. So we've been prey to many projects. So when we see the ones that are so transparent and they drop in every details about you know um themselves, it shows that they have a good motive on people here. They're not just here to care about just themselves. They want to help people, and that's it. And it's only when you think about people, that's when people are going to get involved in what you have. Not just in a short period of time, but in a
That's
long
what it
period of
should be
time.
about. You're right. Worry about each other and helping each other and getting ideas from each other. Hey, or just get us a little feedback. I saw you in that chat. Why are you in Dynasty? Or why are you in, whatever project it is? Well, because they have this and they're doing that, and I like this and I like that. That's how it should be promoted. Not worry about, oh my God, did you hear so-and-so called? Who cares? Probably because he has a massive bag. He's being paid a large amount of money, or she, and that's why they call it, right? Well, we don't want that. We want you to be the caller. The product is what sells. The product is doing well and everybody talks about it, the word will get out there. All right. It's not like we're not going to pay certain influencers. We have to, right? That's how you initially grow and create a community. But the community has to be strong and talk about that game and post your winnings or your losings or whatever every day. Be a family, help each other. That's what I want here.
Awesome. That's great, Jax. That's definitely great. So I think that's all of my questions for you. But feel free to share with us, anything we've not discussed so far. Looking at your white paper, I believe you have a lot of information to share in regards to Dynasty, but I think we did touch mainly on the main point about the game, because I think that's what most people would want to be interested in, right? How the game is going to be beneficiary and how they're going to get involved with the game. And we're also talking about the token itself. Those who can get involved, and even if you want to get involved, the things you have to look forward to and stuff like that. And aside from the game and the token itself, what other things do people have to look forward to when it comes to Dynasty? And we're getting to realize that Dynasty is not just mainly just based on the teams themselves. They want to get the community involved. That's why they are doing as possible as they can to be transparent with them. They want people's opinion involved with Dynasty. Aside from these things, what other things the Dynasty has in store for people? Not just in the crypto space, but all over the world.
A few words were skipped out of there. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I'm talking about
what does Dynasty have in crypto?
Yeah, have installed. Not just for the people involved in the cryptocurrency. All over the world itself. Those who are, not related with crypto and stuff like that.
Well, there's sports, sir. I went through the whole list of what we're doing here. Sports, markets. That's it. If they're not involved with crypto, you can download the game, learn how to be involved in crypto, because you need a wallet to play. Once you learn how to use that wallet, you log in and play anything you like. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the point I'm trying to bring out is I think you did mention a point that those who are not involved with crypto will have to get involved. So how not? This brings us to a different question entirely that I didn't really thought about. The question is then, how is Dynasty going to help these people who are not involved in crypto? How are they going to help them get involved in it as well? Help them to get to realize that the cryptocurrency, it's something that they have to be into.
We're looking to build a educational platform for that alone, right? We want people to learn the safe way to come on board, where you don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to play this game, nothing. Just go and have a safe place to learn. That's what we want. This is just the beginning, right? It sounds like we have a lot of people here, and we do. There's 300 million plus wallets. But over the next 2, 5, 10, 20 years, you're going to have billions of people with a wallet that are interacting in Web3. Web2 will be dead, basically, right? A lot of this is going to be geared towards Web3. And that's why right now is the perfect time, where there's continual growth, and it's proven over the last 10 years and for the next 5 years, just in fantasy alone, never mind the crypto space. So as we build, as the entire space builds, we build to accommodate all those wallets and all those people and be able to educate them, whether or not they play the game or buy an asset or not. The educational platform is there. We want to bring more educators, not just investors, to that platform so we can send them their way. It's not all about Dynasty. It's not all about that platform. We are bringing the good names out there that give you guys great information. You go follow them, right?
And I definitely like the fact that you guys are implementing education. It's true that we may have, I mean, hundreds of people right now in here trying to get to learn about dynasty, but there might be kind of barriers when it comes to languages, language
Yeah,
barriers.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, how are you guys gonna help those people, some who don't understand English?
That's a long way down the road. Like I've discussed with you how I want to have live stream every single day, talking about different areas in this market, right? In the educational field. We want to be able to, in a year's time or 2 years, have that 24/7, in all languages. But it takes time to build that. You don't just create a team globally in a day. We have to create a name for ourselves, bring on reputable names, and then vet them to make sure they are giving good information to new people and seasoned investors. It's a long process, and so no, you can't do it all in a day, and it cannot be in every language, right? But the game is one language, and that game will be seen in the region you're in your language, right? So we're a startup. This is the day one, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the point of everything is it's gonna be possible for those. Um, I mean, it's not. It doesn't have. I mean, everything doesn't have to happen in a day, like they say that. I mean, like the saying that says that things takes time. Of course, we believe it's gonna take time, and it's also gonna require a hard work to get it built, right? So, I mean, I don't doubt that. But what the main point we want to get in mind is Dynasty is going to be involved in different languages probably in the future. So for those who might be having issue with language barriers, have to keep in mind that of course there'll be a time where we'll be able to help you guys with getting to explain about Dynasty and stuff like that. I mean that's the point I believe we want to bring out in regards to that. So I think that's all of my question now. I don't know if you're okay to explain more about Dynasty, or you want us to move directly to the question from the community?
We can ask some questions.
Okay. So, guys, I think it's time for us to ask question. Make sure your question is being directed to the project, like always. I mean, if you do have ask a rhetorical question, I'm either gonna ban you or mute you straight away. So, we want to get a question first from Isaac Eyes. Isaac Eyes, you're muted.
So I just have a question pertaining to the educational part of this project. Most times when project of educational programs like this, they only do it for those who are able, not those for the unabled ones. So when I mean the unabled ones, I mean those who are interested in crypto, but due to they're not able to hear, or let's say they're not able to see. So do you have plans for those who are not able to hear precisely, like the sign language group? Do you have a kind of a translation
Great
for
question.
them,
No, I have not thought
or
of
do you
that.
have plans like that?
Nope, I have not thought of that, and I'm sure it's possible, right? Anything's possible, but no, that's not on the not on today's roadmap.
What I'm saying is, do you have a kind of a translator you can hire that maybe
Yeah, of
during the
course.
presentation?
Yeah, I mean, because it was never brought up before. So again, thank you for that. That's a good question. I have to write that down now. We'll have to look into that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I mean, you want to appease everybody, right? And
Yeah,
that's the way to
yeah.
do it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much, Caleb.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. I was like, Eyes. Up next, we want to get Moonshine. Moonshine, you're muted.
Hello, guys.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. So, I actually wanted to ask about the advertising aspect of this project. That actually caught my attention, and I was also concerned about the way you intend to, allocate the revenue you'll be getting from the advertising. And from my knowledge, I know advertising, needs a lot of attention and cost, because there are different challenges advertising agencies face. And so I really want to know, um, how do you intend to do this advertising for this, projects that will be coming to you? Because I see you have a game. Do you plan on maybe playing like a 30-second ads before you play your own game? And how would you be accepting fees from them? Would it be in their tokens, and how? And I also really want to know how you plan on, tackling the challenges with these advertising agencies, knowing that you have so many competition in the market. If you plan on hiring more, people into the team to cover that aspect, so it doesn't take your mind off the Dynasty project itself.
Right. Yeah, I'm not worrying about advertising at all. That's there. Like I said, there's 4 teams. We have 3 within crypto alone, and the one main advertising group is on our light paper. His name is Nick Bacon. He is the one taking charge of the real world advertising, right? For that global advertising. He's got a full team. He's been doing that for 20 years. That's his bread and butter. He gets it, and he knows how to advertise for us. Now, to answer the part where our advertising comes in, where we're going to, maybe other projects or companies will come to us to advertise on our platform. We do have that, and we are going to give a percentage of that money that comes in to a staker. So just like a Dex Tools gets their, $30,000 to create a banner, we'll do the same exact thing for the same amount of dollar amount. But 30% of all that revenue that comes in from advertising will go back to the staker. Does that answer your question? Or did I miss something?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, having a banner also, implicates, because one thing also about advertising is the kind of target audience. And most of these projects can solely rely on just Dynasty to give them what they actually want. So what if these people do not know how to, like, what they want to advertise is not in English language? How do you intend to go around that? And I also wanted to know about, you have a Dynasty game. What if they would want you to play like maybe a few seconds aids before, during the interval of your Dynasty game, just to,
Yeah.
create more exposure to whatever they want to
Yeah, there's
advertise?
going to be tutorials in every language, right? When it's in your language, your country, we have that tutorial available. You'll see that. You'll be prompted to watch it and understand the game before you're allowed to play. All right, so when you log in, you're going to see a tutorial how to play the game, understand how you're logging in. Obviously, you want to do that first, and then how to play. And advertising, like we already said, you're going to go to every country in that language, and it'll pop up at that time. Not all of them will be available day one. So right now, it'll all be in English until we work on the next region.
I see you plan to have the customer service. So would you be employing more people just to meet up with all the languages that will be coming in from the aspect of advertising?
You kind of sped up there. Can you say that again?
I said you mentioning that language aspect also links up to the customer service, because that would also link up to the advertising aspect. So that makes me wonder if you would be hiring more people,
Oh
or
yeah.
would to meet up with the language aspect of it.
Yeah,
Would they have to
if
pass through
somebody is
KYC?
knowledgeable with this and understands it
Yeah.
and can help and they want a job, you have to mute. I'm hearing myself. Okay. Nope. Somebody has to mute. Now we're good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, like I was saying, if somebody is involved in this project and they understand it and they can help and they want a job, yes, come to me. We can go over it, teach you, make sure you truly understand and can give the proper information, and you are going to be doxxed. If you're not doxxed, you're not working with us in any aspect. Okay, we want everyone to see a face and a name that they're going to get correct information to help them. You're not making them buy anything, but you're helping them learn. And that's what we're looking for. And so you can't rush that either.
All right. right. Thank you so much, Jax. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Good questions.
Thanks so much for that, Moonshine. Up next, we have OG Benita. OG Benita, you're muted.
Sorry, I just want a clarification on with regards to your token distribution. Like I see some angel investors having 4%, and you tagged another one strategic, and can you just give us a breakdown? Maybe I really didn't get an explanation for it.
Sorry, I got rugged that time.
Sorry.
I
So
didn't hear that.
talking about okay. So I was talking about your token distribution. So total supply, I forgot so 4%, 4% or like different. I think you said angel investors getting 4%, and you get which other one? Like just go through the whole token distribution.
Yeah, they're not getting 4%. The entire round is 4%. And it states in each round the minimum and maximum percentage that each wallet can have. So their minimum, I think in the angel round, was 0.01%, and their highest was 0.033%. And you'll notice that on every single round, the highest percentage that somebody will have, I think, is strategic at 0.375% of the supply. So nobody will even have a half of a percent when we launch, which means 10% of that is what will be available to sell on launch. So if you wind up buying a 0.3% max supply that you're allowed to buy, a tenth of that will be available for you to sell, which is 0.037. So there cannot be a massive dump on launch like other projects. And each round, and depending on the pool you choose, 6 month or 12 month, will depend how much of that percentage you get. I believe there's like a 4 or 5% at the low end and up to 10%. And that's every month or every 22 days or 36 days. They range all over the place. So you're never going to get a whole group of investors to dump the same day. And I'm saying dump because they might want to get rid of their tokens, or they auto compound, or they just sell off a small portion of them. But you'll never have a 1% release anywhere in any round. You're not even going to have a third. No one will have a third of a percent to release and sell on the pool. So the way those tokenomics are set up is for that long-term goal of 12 months. Now, at that point, if everybody were to hold and everybody sell at once, yeah, there's a problem. But that's not how markets work, and it won't happen that way.
Benita?
Sorry, I was breaking out. Yeah. So I really do not think that you understand the question, because my question was with regards to the token distribution itself, and maybe I was totally getting it wrongly as well. But I meant, you set out some percentage of tokens for pre-sale, some of them for the liquidity as well, etc. So I saw, I think 4% going to, or 1% for advisors, that's what you call them, and you have 11% for the team, and that's it. I just want a breakdown of how this would be,
Each
and
percentage, not pre-sale. Got you.
I said percentage. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so 33% is for pre-sale, or 34. 16.5, 33%. 16.5 is for the liquidity pool. 17.5 goes to farming. So when you're staked, you're getting a percentage from that pool every day at a reasonable rate, around between 5 to 20% to start, and volume of the coin will increase or decrease that percentage. 10% is team that will be locked for a minimum 2 years, possibly longer. We don't need the tokens. We need the game to do well. That's how we get paid. And those team tokens are not for the team to sell. It's to continue the development of our ecosystem. And the same goes for the 21% of a marketing or developing fund. So if we need help with developers or marketing, they are going to get those tokens. And that contract will not allow us to send out more than $20,000 in value of the token that day over the course of 48 hours. So every 48 hours, we will be able to send 20,000. Not that we are going to, because I don't believe in that, but there might be an influencer here and there that is worth it, that we will send them that amount of tokens. But we can't send anything to anybody else for at least 2 days. Not to say that we are going to, because there's no need for that, right? Until we hit a bull market, these tokens have to last us forever. And so if we wind up sending out 5% of that entire supply throughout a whole bull market, then that's what we will do. That is for the lifetime of our coin, on top of the USDC that we bring into our treasury from the game, from the fees of the game. But we don't want the token to affect that liquidity pool at all. And we're going to play it that way. And the 1% advisors, that's open after a year. So that advisor 1% will be locked up. Everybody has to have incentive to do well and to get this game where it needs to be, and this entire platform where it needs to be. So that 1 year for advisors, they do their job, the marketers do their job, they get paid. There's also referral bonuses through the game and referral links. And that's how they get paid from the fees we collect. We don't have tokens from that marketing wallet that are going to go out through referral bonuses. It's all coming through the game treasury. So if the game does well, people will get paid, as well as us.
I really wanted to get this. I mean, that's the problem. So many, teams sell so many tokens for different purposes and never gives explanation on how these tokens are going to be spent or sent out in the future, and you end up doing so much massive dump. And that's the reason why I asked the question. Right?
Yeah, I understand that. That's a good question. And that's number one in my mind when I started developing those tokenomics. I don't want that personally happening to me, and I don't want it happening to my own project.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Benito. I think it's been a while ahead from Black Adam. Black Adam, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you so much, Caleb. Okay. As you guys have plans to first launch Alpha Game platform, I was wondering, will there be any bug bounty for the players if they find any bugs? And also, it could be possible if they find the bugs, they can record the screen while participating in the alpha version of the game and share it on the social media or to others platform, stating the bugs they found. So, what will be your response to these kind of situations?
Yes, that will be set up. We will have a bounty for bugs.
If they record the screen and say negative things about the project, that they have issues in their game, and if they do these kind of things, then to counter these situations, what will be your strategy?
You mean FUD? Dealing with FUD?
Yeah, basically, yeah, FUD.
I will be on screen every day to discuss anything that anybody wants to talk about. If people want to believe crap that they read on the internet, that's fine. You can't stop FUD. You just can't stop it. People can say whatever they want, wherever they want, and you have to do your own research to follow that up. When you read something, go, oh my God, and you run to the computer or run to your phone and sell, oh my God, they're going to do this. That's on you as an investor. Now, if you want to get to the source before rushing, hearing FUD to go sell your tokens, go to the source, find it out. That's what I will explain. That's all.
Yeah, that will be awesome. And I also read, and you mentioned that you guys will be educating the new investors like daily to come up on the voice chat. So if some of the community members also want to teach something about crypto or scams or
Yes.
anything, will they be able to join you in the
Yes.
VC to educate the people?
Yes, you will be on that platform in some way. There will also be a system in place for community members or anybody out there that has good information, and those will be voted on. And how many votes you get climbs you to the top. Like, you will have a ranking system there. So user A says blah, blah, blah. And the community loves it, and it helped them out tremendously, getting, either helping with a game or some other coin. Doesn't have to be ours. It just helped educate the world in crypto in some good manner. You get ranked, and it's for you, right? It's for you to feel good about yourself. You help the world. Are you going to get paid for it? No, there's not going to be a reward system for that. We're not making money on education. It's all for free, and it should be community helping community. And you're building to help other people do well in this space. Whatever you learned that helped you do well, that should be free knowledge. So there's no rewards for that. I know that question's coming up next. No, there'll be rewards for a bounty, for a bug bounty, but not for helping your family, basically, right? We're all in this together. We need to bring more people into crypto quickly, right? And let them know that this is not a bad place. There are bad actors here. We have to teach them how to avoid them.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and thank you so much for answering my question as well.
Thanks for the question, buddy.
Thanks for that, and I definitely love that, Jax. I mean, what you did mention in regards to not just educating them about crypto, but letting them to understand that there are ways they can be protected from getting involved with the people who are going to hurt them. I think that's definitely a reliable point, because it's not just about the educational aspect. Yeah, okay, let's say, for example, they're educated, but are they aware of scams? Are they aware of people who are going to hurt them or are going to take their funds from them and stuff like that? So I really love the way you elaborated that. That's really amazing. So
You're cutting out again, Caleb.
I think I'm muted. Myers, you're muted. You can ask your question.
Hello,
Myers?
thank you for the opportunity. All right, I was Dynasty Game. Okay, based on the NFT, based on your game, I want to ask, are there some requirements which a person has to fulfill before the person can get into the Dynasty game to play the games, and what are the rewards when playing the games?
I think I got that. I missed the beginning because Caleb kind of rugged a little, and it took time to catch up to all the talking, and it sounded like the chipmunks. And then you kind of started with that, and it was sped up really quick. All I heard at the end was, what will players win in the game? Was there more to that question?
Okay,
I also heard something about an NFT.
No, I'm basically asking about the gameplay. Like, what are the requirements for a player to enter into the game? Like, to play the game, are there requirements the person has to fulfill first before the person can play the Dynasty game? And what rewards is the person expecting after playing the game?
Okay, the way you're going to play is to connect your wallet. Okay, and you have to have USDC from any bridge or from any chain. We will take that USDC in, put it in our treasury, and pay out as on the Polygon network, so we can make it faster for you to get paid out once the fees are paid out if you won. How do you win? Strategy. You can't just create a portfolio that you like. You have to take a deeper dive and do some researching and know what's coming up over the next 24 hours for certain coins and projects. and know the salary involved there. So you have $50,000 to spend. You've got to go through each asset and find out what their value is, what they've done prior. Look at the chart. All the information will be there. Decide what you want, create it, enter it for $1, $2, $10, $5, whatever. And if you finish in the top 20% of the major tournaments, so let's say there's a field of 10,000 people. You finish in the top 20%. You're in 2,000th place, and you put in $4. You'll win $6. As you go up the line, you win more money. So your $4 can be 40,000 in first place, or 10,000 in second place, and down you go. There's examples of all that too on the light paper for payout structure. But it's as simple as connecting a wallet, putting in USDC, and when the game is over in 24 hours, you get paid out in USDC.
All right. Okay, so that means I'm to play and I put in any amount of money I put in, I get a reward. And the more I get to play the game, the more I get to earn. Right?
The more you play and win, you'll get more rewards. There will be a daily reward program. As long as you log in and play a free game or spend a certain amount of money per month, will get you different bonuses and tiers within the game system. So in order to win USDC, you have to do well. If you do well and you win 7 out of 10 contests you're in, your value, your ranking will go up. And as your rankings go up, you hit higher tiers, and you're given more rewards per tier. I don't know if I put those tiers in the light paper yet. That's going to be in the white paper when we're about to release. But we'll have that information and details on each reward tier. We don't want to start that until Q4.
Okay. Sorry, I'm asking more questions. Okay. Is
Yeah.
there also an opportunity where I get to play a live game with an opponent? Probably I want to play with my friend.
I didn't
Did you
understand
hear
that. I'm
that?
sorry. I heard you, but I didn't
Like,
understand it.
okay, you don't understand that. I mean, like most projects that have a
Mhm.
gameplay, they get an opportunity where you get to play with your friends live. Like you know who you're playing with. Like, so I'm asking, will there be a provision of such in the Dynasty gameplay?
Yeah, I
I
don't
think,
know. Did you
yeah,
hear that? I'm sorry.
yeah. I hear what she was asking, and I think she's a little bit confused with the game. Maybe she's kind of thinking about the major games you play where you can refer your friends and people can play along together and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's what she was
Is that
asking.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what
have
I
that
want
feature.
to
Yeah, you'll be able to create your own contest and invite your friends. So your player profile is going to have a handle, and you'll be able to click on someone else to invite them, or type in their handle to invite them to a game. So you'll be able to set what type of game, a sport, a market, whatever you want, and set the amount of money each player will put in. So if you have 10 friends or 20 friends and you guys all want to do a $2 contest, winner take all, or the top 3 win, or 50-50. You'll have all those different options. So you don't have to join a major tournament for $4. You could do a double up, you can create your own, and you can create any style of contest for your friends. So if 20 of you are involved and you want to make it so that 10 of you win money and everybody puts in $10, 10 of you are going to split that $10 each, minus the fees, obviously. Those kind of pools will have a 10% dynasty fee. So we won't take 15 out of that, we'll take 10. So basically that'll be 2 players, their $10 comes to us, and the rest of the money is split in the pool. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that, Myers. I think we're gonna get a few more questions. Lord Anthony, you're muted. We can hear you. I think your mic is moving. Lord?
You mean okay?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you ask a question?
Yeah. So hey Jax. You mentioned about the testing phase of the game where players will get to know about the game. So I would like to know how long will this testing phase last?
Hey, sorry, I was chewing. How long will the testing phase last? Roughly a month
Yeah, yes.
from now. Yeah.
Okay. So you also said that these games, they are not like actual running games and like the rest, but they are like portfolio. So I also read on your light paper that there are going to be some side games. I don't know what these side games are. So can you talk about it, please?
Thank you for asking that. Those are my favorite games. So what those are going to be is each chain will have a meme coin game. Like we're going to have the memes here on this platform, but it's going to be a different style. There's only going to be an option to choose 5 coins. And you're going to have basically a few days to enter that contest. So for example, we're going to ask $10 from everybody to get in before it starts. Create your portfolio, and when the game starts, you're all in, right? Half of the money collected goes into a jackpot. So each of these side games are going to be a progressive jackpot style game where they last 7 days, not 24 hours. So over those 7 days, you're going to have an opportunity to just sit and watch your 5 choices do well or fail. Or you can G out of your position. It's called the G. You can sell for a loss. We pay you $1 from our treasury. That's collected on every single buy-in. So if you're in last place and you want to choose 5 new coins because you know yours are going to suck for the next week, you can do that. But you're going to start from 0. You're not getting the percentage that each of those coins made that day or that week. Now you have to try to catch up to first place. First place, that jackpot cannot be sold. Whoever's winning that is stuck there, right? After 7 days is up and you're still in first place, you win. Now, if you're in 10th and you paid in $10 and you're now worth 270, you can leave that game, leave your position, but you're gonna get taxed 70%. That money goes back into the jackpot and the rest of the field to get paid out more. So your $10 is now, maybe 51. So you made money and you're out. Now you want to choose 5 more, come back in. It's going to cost you $20 to get in. So every time you G out and come back in, the cost is going to double. So you kind of want to put your $10 in up front and ride those 5 coins out that you think can do well over the course of a week. That's basically what those side games will be. I'm going to create different ways to play them out, but that's the fun one for me. I want to get those up first.
All right, cool. Those are a really good one. And one more thing, I also read that aside from the actual utilities that you provide, you also provide advertising space and sponsorship for contests. So my question is, what are the criteria to qualify for this sponsorship for contests?
Criteria to be sponsored for
the contest,
a contest name, like to get them a name. Well, they're either going to have to pay or partner. So it involves communities of a strong community with a good project is something that I would take on. Now, if somebody were going to create some kind of crappy rug project or just it's just not good, we're not going to accept that no matter how much they offer. Right? So we're going to bring legit projects to people's eyes in those sponsored areas. I'm not just bringing anybody on because they have money and they want to throw it at us. It's not what this is about.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. I like your answers, and those are the questions that I have for now. Thank you very much for
Thank
answering
you.
my question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for that, Lord. And if you don't have opportunity to ask your question right now, don't feel bad. Jax is gonna be having like a live stream. Am I right, Jack?
Yeah, it's more or less a just a recorded video for people to learn how to play the game. After we are done recording, I will open up for questions if people are around. Sure.
Awesome. So if you don't get enough question, you can feel free to do that. And we're also gonna be having Jax as well later in the future here at Cody get to come present his project. So don't worry, Jack is all out. So let's get one more question. Let's see someone I haven't called for a while. Insay, you're muted. Insay.
Insane?
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Not insane.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello.
ask a question, buddy.
Okay. My question goes like this. Currently, P2E games are being created a lot, and because it's P2E now, the player only cares about how to get capital as quickly as possible, and they don't care much about the gameplay and communication. So I would like to know how you plan to keep players after paying back and making profit. Thank you.
This is not a play to earn game, so that question is pretty pointless. Sorry. You can't get rewarded from playing this game through the system or from the token.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not a play to earn game.
Yeah, it's actually. I mean, for those who are here, if you just come, this is actually not a play to end game. So
But you can't earn the token by playing this game. You can play against a field of competitors for USDC that you enter. That's what this is.
All right, let's get a question from Confidence. Never heard you speak before. Confidence.
Okay, am I audible?
Yep. Hi.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, great. So, actually, I wanna talk about your token. So, a lot of people who would hold your token and they would want to swap your token, right? So, I want to know if you're gonna have you considered having a swapper on your platform? Perhaps is there gonna be a discount for people having a lot of your tokens, so that when they use your swapper, they could be able to have that discount when swapping your token. And then instead of going to Pink Sale or whatever to swap your token, they could use your own swapper and get that discount for using your token. Sorry, your swapper.
Yeah, that's a long-term goal. We want to have a complete all-in-one place for everyone to go, which includes a trading view, a DEX, and basically a CoinMarketCap, right? But we're not taking on any project like CoinMarketCap does. Somebody wants to fast track to get on CoinMarketCap, they could do it. They have to have the volume, right? And it could be fake volume. It could be the wallet buying its own token constantly and selling it and creating volume. We are going to vet every project, the ones that we like and we know have a long-term possibility of success. They will be on our platform. They will be able to be traded on our platform, and you will be able to see their trading view or their DEX tools, if you will. You can follow the chart on our platform. We will have that all in one, but only legit projects. So what does CoinMarketCap have? 19,000 plus coins? We won't have that. We'll probably have 2,000 tops. Like, I am actually personally going through the shitty meme coin space and trying to find the ones that have that long-term potential. And there's not many of them. So all the legit projects out there will be on the platform, obviously. And then the meme coins or the up and coming projects that are legit, no matter what the market cap is, they will be involved here. And those are the only addresses you'll be able to use on that DEX or swap. You won't be able to pull in something from DEX tools because they take anything and everything. There will be no live pairs here. So you can't just create a token and put it on our system. This will be an entirely safe place for people to learn, find, and trade. But that's down the road. Thanks for that question. That was great. No one's asked that yet.
That's an awesome thinking towards your long-term goal, and that's really a great way to make the investors really happy about using your token, and that's a great development you guys have in the future. Great stuff, man. Well
Thanks.
done.
Yeah, nobody should pay to put their project, get it listed somewhere.
Yeah,
It should be
exactly.
because they looked through it, they took the time, they understand what it is, who the team is, what they are looking to build, and does it have sustainability in this market? If it doesn't, then you're not getting listed, and it's free when it is listed. Because otherwise, you look greedy and you're a money grabber, just like all the channels out there, the callers, the influencers. We won't have any of that either, and you'll be able to make fun of them, and call them out on our platform. Hey, so and so just showed me this, and it rugged in 90 seconds, or only down, right?
Yeah.
So
true.
that's what we want to build here.
It's really great. You have a great thinking towards the investors' mindset. That's really awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for that confidence. Pretty good question. Let's get a last question from the Queen. I haven't heard her speak as well. The Queen, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Awesome AMA, I must say. My question is, what are the ways that your project generates profit or revenue to sustain your project, and what is its revenue model? I'm asking because I want to know the longevity of the project, because some of these projects will come out and then within a short time they crash, or a similar project may come up and then take its place. So I would like to know what's the mechanism put in place to promote longevity, and how the project will benefit both the investor and the project.
Good question. There's no tax on the token, so that's not how we're going to sustain. We need to build a user base, which is where that marketing money has to go to, which is why we are trying to raise what we have to raise. The user base can't have 500 users. It has to grow, and it can't grow 500 to 800 in a week or a month. We're looking to get tens of thousands per month extra, right? That's where the money that will come in to help us further develop and further market beyond what we raise here in the presale. So as long as this game is playable globally and suits everybody, that's our goal after 12 months. Get out to all those sports and all those markets and have a great, easy, simple game to play and a place to go to educate. And hopefully that will drive them to play that game because they do know what they're doing. We've taught them something, and it's only going to cost you $4 a day if you wanted to play every day. And in those larger fields, as we grow our user base, instead of having a 1,000 entry contest, that grows next month to maybe 5,000. And then you have 30,000 and 100,000. That's where the money will come from. 15% from that one game alone. If we have 100,000 users in 1 year, you're basically guaranteed to get $2 million from one game, just crypto. So that's how we will generate our money. Not from selling a token on our own liquidity.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, the Queen. I think that's how far we can go. But before we draw this to a close, Jax, is there any words you may like to say to the investors? So maybe like your final words, or maybe like a quick up action to the investors in regards to the project.
Yeah, I think we went over just about everything, and I will be available in my own chat at any time. You can DM me anytime with legitimate questions, not asking for money or being a moderator or whatever.
When moderator.
The other thing you haven't brought up is I'm looking to work with channels like yours and partner with you long term. I want more of this atmosphere where it's open and I'm able to come into your chat and have open VCs where we aren't talking about Dynasty. We're talking about anything you want, right? More and more of these I'd like to partner with. And Caleb and I did agree on a partnership. We haven't made an official announcement or anything, but I like what he's doing. I like what this team is doing here, helping educate you guys on, not forcing you into a pre-sale or into buying some bullshit out there. Because that's not what this is about. You have to make your own decisions. You don't listen to a channel. But I would listen to this channel, right? Whether I'm on here or not promoting my project, I would still feel confident in the way Caleb goes about his vetting process of projects is key, and we need more of them out there. So stay in here, guys. Listen to this guy's advice. He's very good, and he's bringing on other good people to help. And I love that. And I think that needed to be talked about. So thank you, Caleb, and the team.
Thank you so much, Jax, for the compliment. I'm blushing. But so, but anyways, I just want to say, you're doing a great job, and this is actually one of the, out of 100, I'm gonna give you 100% of you being so transparent about yourself and the project. We need people like you as well in the space. People who, who don't just look out just for themselves. People who care about people. And I've been receiving notifications saying that, man, this man is so genuine. Ever since you've been mentioning things here, you didn't mention, well, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. You only mention the things that are available, and that's it. We don't want to promise what you can fulfill, because a lot of people do that, and at the end of the day, you see them promising and they fail. But you're not doing that. You're giving them you're going straight to the point of what you're building, and we love that. And I'm gonna tell you that you should keep on doing what you're doing. Whether it goes up or it doesn't goes down, just keep on being honest, keep on being you, and I love that. And I'm glad you guys will be able to help. Work with you guys, because that's the kind of people we want. People who are honest, people that care so much about our investors. Who not just here maybe because they want them to invest on the project, but you want to educate them. And I love what you did. To those who were here last week Saturday, you were there to educate them, and a lot of people were able to get a lot of knowledge from that. And that's really amazing. I love that. I'm going to thank you as well in behalf of the community for that as well. And we're looking forward to learning more from you as well, and looking forward as well in Dynasty project. Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you for coming.
It's going to be fun. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. And for those who have more questions, please, I'm sorry I'm not able to get more questions because we're almost going to 5 hours. Trust me, if I don't stop this right now, Jax is going to be here for more 7 hours because he loves talking about this project. So if you do have more questions, feel free to join into the Telegram channel. I'm going to be posting that in a few minutes. If you have more questions about Dynasty or about the game, feel free to join into the project, and he's gonna get your question answered.
Yes, I will. Thanks again.
All right, so I'm gonna be stopping the recording, and I'll send you a copy as well in the private chat.